The Chicago Blackhawks have stunned the Vegas Golden Knights, handing their first loss of the season in a overtime win in an absolutely fantastic game. So we'll be going over all the developments we have throughout this game and even before the game that we've had over the past few days in this video. But before we get into it, we notice that 94% of you guys are not subscribed to the channel. So if you're looking for a spot to get all the breaking news surrounding the Chicago Blackhawks and around the rest of the league, you're in the right spot. Make sure to stay a while, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on any of the breaking news. But like I said, we have an absolutely fantastic game. The Vegas Golden Knights have lost the first game of the season to the Chicago Blackhawks in a game that was absolutely incredible. It was a bounce-back game for the Chicago Blackhawks, one they absolutely needed. And really, really good from the whole team all around. You know, Bedard got that goal, Ryan Donato, Taylor Raddysh, as well as the Philipp Kurashev in his second game back this season, scoring the OT winner on a William Karlsson penalty to tripping Bedard into his own power play overtime goal. You know, the Blackhawks, I gotta say, they played fantastic this game. They were all over the Vegas Golden Knights throughout most of the game, and throughout most of the game as well, the faceoffs were pretty even, something they haven't been doing fantastic this season. They did end up 38.5% on the faceoffs this game, but it was a much better game overall in the face-off circle than what we've seen throughout the rest of the season. They just kind of, you know, at the end of the games where it started to get a bit tricky. It was around, I believe, middle of the third period. It was close on 55-45 for the Vegas Golden Knights. So that alone right there shows improvement from what we've seen from Chicago over the past few games. But like I said, you can see here, Chicago Blackhawks led in almost every category. Penalty minutes not something you want to lead in, but they did lead in that too if you want to count that. But it was a very good game, I gotta say. You know, handing the Vegas Golden Knights, just recent Stanley Cup champions, their first loss of the season, and the second time playing them. You know, I told you this is what was going to happen. We're going to see some changes in the Chicago Blackhawks roster. The way they play after playing them for the first time, going into the second game, they're going to learn more about what this team is like, how they're defending them and everything. And that started yesterday when we had our first bit of news that something would change for this lineup today, which was not Alex Vlasic. We'll go into that later as well throughout this game. But you can notice here one person not on the lines is Andreas Athanasiou. You know, one of the highest paid players on this team. There aren't too many, but $4.25 million, a guy that is now not in the starting lineup. That might be just because of the game. They noticed something the first time they played Vegas. But that's not a player that you want to have out of the lineup. Now, I know this is not, I don't think this is going to be a regular thing. This is just going to be, I think, something they realized the first time they played Vegas. They might need to change something up. And obviously, Philipp Kurashev is back now, so that'll fill up another roster spot. But I do think Athanasiou will be back in the lineup eventually. I'm not sure. It might be next game. They might notice they won this game and keep him out another game and see how that plays out. But I don't see Athanasiou being out long-term of this lineup. As long as he's not injured. For what we know now, he's just a healthy scratch, and I assume that's what he is. I don't think there's any injury involved on this this whole situation here. But it was definitely one that, you know, is going to be interesting to watch going into the next few games if he does return to the lineup or if he does not. But that's the major thing that we think we've seen that was really different about this lineup from the first time they played Vegas, you know. Everybody's usually the same. Obviously, the lines changed once again. Like, I can pull up the lines here again. You can see this time they had Foligno, Bedard, and Kurashev on that first line. I gotta say, that line surprisingly played very well. I shouldn't say surprisingly, because that's a very good line. But, you know, each individual player played well. You had Nick Foligno, don't know what he was doing on that breakaway where he kind of did a spinorama, left the puck where it was, and took the shot on net. But we'll leave that to him to decide what he wanted to do on that. But Bedard, Kurashev, both getting goals. Taylor Raddysh as well. Lukas Reichel, pretty good in the faceoffs today. He was 56%. Can't ask for much more. You know, I'm sure it's going to be still a work in progress. 56 is not bad, but we have a new development in that area, I should say, as well. We've been over the past few days thinking about whether he should be on a line with Bedard, which I really do think. And Richardson said this on Reichel's leash at center. It does take time. You've seen the best players in the league. Their numbers and their power and their play was not always what it is now. It's just growth. It needs time and it needs reps. You have something. You have something to have the little patience for that. Sorry, I couldn't read that time. However, Reichel might occasionally get in-game shifts on Bedard's wing, he conceded. Now, this is an absolutely huge decision that I think, you know, Luke Richardson wants to make. This is what we've been saying needs to happen. Obviously, this first line did play good today, but Lukas Reichel, if you put Lukas Reichel on the wing along with Bedard and Kurashev, I think that could be a stunning line, an absolutely fantastic line, something they at least have to try before setting it as a permanent thing, Maybe they try it over the next few days, over the next few games, and I do think that is a must, that they must try to do, just to see how it works, They want to kind of stack their talent, I kind of want to say right now where Taylor Hall is out. You want to get the goals. You need to have that incredible offensive pressure line, which that could be if they give it a chance, Once they finally get something set on these forward lines, I think it's certainly something capable that we can be watching of very, very talented forwards. The Bedard points we've been expecting. Obviously, this will take time. Well, same thing with Bedard as what it is with Lukas Reichel. It takes time. It takes reps. This goes along for all of the young guys on this team. This is not going to come at the snap of a finger. It's not going to. It's not going to do that. And we know how that's going to work. But if we do see Lukas Reichel on this line, I will be very interested to see how that goes. And with our final little tidbit we have of this game tonight here between the Vegas Golden Knights and the Chicago Blackhawks, Alex Vlasic left the game after against Vegas after a high hit. Excuse me. And this is it was no dirty hit, Well, it was blindsided, which I guess you can call dirty, but it was no hit to the head. It was to the shoulder. He just turned around and an awkward landing, awkward hit. So he did leave the game. I don't think it'll be anything too major. It didn't look horrible while watching it, but you never know. It could be hit the wrong way. We've seen it with Kirby Dach where he tore his ACL and MCL going across the bench playing against Chicago. And, freak accidents can happen. I think we should be out of the clear for this one, but we never know. And we won't know, I don't think, until maybe tomorrow or the next day on Alex Vlasic. But he did not return to the game. But, it's going to be something we're going to have to watch. But that's all we have for this video. It was a very good game by the Chicago Blackhawks, I have to say. Next few games are still going to be pretty tough. But we're going to have to, keep it going like we did today. This was a very good game by the Chicago Blackhawks. I think that if they continue what they did, sort the things out, start getting a consistent lineup down, they'd be in the clear. I think we'll start winning a few more games they have now. Obviously, getting Andreas Athanasiou back in the lineup will be something that we're going to have to watch. The Alex Vlasic situation we're going to have to watch. Maybe a Lukas Reichel popping up on the wing for Connor Bedard at some point over the next few games. A few things we're going to have to watch, but we'll be having all of that here, so make sure to subscribe if you haven't already so you don't miss out on any of the news like this, because obviously it's a long season, only just getting started, and it's already very exciting for the Chicago Blackhawks and the Chicago Blackhawks fans. So if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to the channel, make sure to like the video if you haven't already, and make sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on any of the videos. But that's all I got. Thank you for watching. Hope you have a great day. See you later, and see you in the next one.